This is the plaintiff, Kenneth Ward. He says he was hired to do some remodeling work at the defendant's house, and the lady refuses to pay him in full. He can't believe he has to sue her because he went way above and beyond doing extra work, and is suing for the $3,000 he says he's owed. This is the defendant, Charlie Moore. She says the plaintiff started the job all right, then disappeared for some strange reason. She had to hire someone else to finish the job and correct the plaintiff's mistakes and owes this guy zero. She's accused of cheating a guy.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says that the defendant is trying to rip him off because she won't pay for the remodeling work that he did. But the defendant claims the guy started the job and then just disappeared, and she's done waiting around for him to get his act together. It's the case of cheating a guy.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Ward, you are suing Ms. Moore for $3,000 that you say you are out, that she still owes you from all the work that you did at her house. Talk to me. What happened?
Okay. I was working next door at the house next to hers, doing a job for another lady, and I noticed that.
And what is it you do for a living?
I'm a licensed contractor. I remodel homes. Anything that has to be done at home, I can do it.
Okay.
And so what happened is I was remodeling her neighbor's house, and I noticed that they were doing work there. But then in the midst of that, I noticed they just stopped working. So when I finished the work next door, I put my card on her door. 2 weeks later, I got a call from Miss Moore. She wanted
Whose
two bathrooms
phone is ringing?
done. She wanted to.
Stop.
It's not mine.
Okay, so she wanted 2 bathrooms done. Go on.
She wanted the floors. She wanted 2 new floors put in the bathrooms and painted bathrooms. So I did the work in both bathrooms, but the upstairs bathroom had no sink, had no vanity, had no mirror, had no toilet. So I told her I would do that for no charge because I wanted more work. I knew she needed more work done. So I did all that with no charge. Finished it, she loved it. So then we sat down, we talked about, I asked her what else was needed to be done in her home. She said her brothers were supposed to be doing it, but they weren't doing it the way she wanted it done. They weren't doing it fast enough. So I said, I would do it. But at that time, my company, we were put on a promotion, 25% discount on any work over $3,000. Any labor over $3,000. So what ended up happening, she was telling me that she didn't have a lot of money. So I gave her a deal. The deal was this. She wanted the den downstairs done, which had to be drywalled all over again. And then she wanted the kitchen. The kitchen wasn't done at all. She wanted me to remodel her whole kitchen. That means put cabinets up in her kitchen. So she gave me a list. I told her to give me a list, and then I'll make an estimate. I gave her a very good estimate. The job actually was worth $15,000, but I gave her a price of $6,500.
So what is the quote that you gave her?
$6,500 plus a 25% discount on the labor. So it ended up.
So what is the quote that you gave her?
I believe it was $4,200, something like this. 40. I gave her $6,500.
How much was she supposed to pay you for the work?
$4,875. That's the final note, I believe. I don't have my paperwork with me.
Why wouldn't you have your paperwork with you? You filed a lawsuit and it's being heard.
Because Anthony, the envelope right there, that vanilla envelope, just give the vanilla envelope. Thank you. That's all the paperwork. Thank you. I do apologize.
It's fine. I also need Anthony to just sit tight and not rustle papers either.
Okay. Before I started work, I gave her a total quote of $4,875.
Okay. This is the receipt that you gave her for that work. It's a handwritten receipt. That's fine. How much of this work were you able to complete?
I did everything that was on the contract, plus more things that she kept adding. She kept adding things. She changed the kitchen design 4 times. I told her after the second time you change the kitchen design, I'm gonna have to charge you for it. I would come there, I would put cabinets up, and then I'd come there, and she done took them down. She didn't just take them down, she snatched them out of the wall. And then she never told me. And so then she would say she wanted to put these different type of cabinets up there. So I would put those cabinets up there. And then she didn't like that. And then she would take that down. Then she told me she wanted to put this long cabinet up there that she had. I told her it wouldn't work. It's not enough room. It was 1.5 inches too long. And she insisted me doing it. I attempted to do it where it didn't work. So more delays. It was a 4-week project. It was only 4 weeks. I told her I can be finished.
How are you going to get paid?
But I put her on a monthly payment plan because she said she couldn't afford to pay me all at once. So every 17th of the month, starting in September, $1,000. And then the last payment was going to be $850.
That's a terrible idea, by the way. That's a terrible idea because, nobody loves their contractor after month 4. And if she doesn't have the money, just wait. Don't do the job till she collects her money. But you're gonna run into a problem if you structure things like that, because you're expecting not to get paid until 3 months later. You're buying yourself a problem by structuring it that way. In any event, how much, if anything, did she pay you?
$2,000.
And then what? She fired you?
Yeah, I came to work one day. What happened is she told me she didn't want me to do anything, so she talked to her realtor because there was 4 things left to do. It took no more than an hour and a half. They put the baseboard down in the laundry room, and to put the two trap doors up in the closets, and something else. But the point.
Well, how about the garage though? Wasn't the garage something you were supposed to do?
She told me she would do the garage because I told her.
Well, right, yeah, because she fired you and she told you get out, like she was done with you. But Ms. Moore, can you tell me why you fired him?
Well, what happened was he stopped coming to work. That's what happened.
Explain that to me.
I gave him his last payment. Well, the last payment I gave him, I took it to his house. And then he said he'd be there on Monday. That was a Sunday, to complete the rest of the work.
When you say the last payment, that was the second 1,000. So you did pay him $2,000.
That was the
correct?
third trial. I paid him $3,000. That was the third.
You paid him $3,000.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Ward, it looks like she paid you 3 times then. She paid you $3,000, not $2,000. Might that be correct?
She is correct. She gave me at first $1,000.
All right, Ms. Moore, okay, stop. That's all I asked you, Mr. Ward. Ms. Moore, I need you to explain to me why you told him, you said he didn't show up. So tell me, you came to his house with the third payment of for the third 1,000, and then you said to him, these are the things that you need to correct. What were the things you felt he needed to correct?
The things that were left undone, such as the garage wasn't done, the molding in the laundry room, the molding in the living room. He didn't do that. He didn't do the attic recesses for the attic. He didn't do those. And the closet doors kept falling off. And then he was supposed to paint the white ones. He never painted them. And he didn't put the microwave. He was supposed to put up the microwave in the exhaust, which is a combination over the stove.
You were also upset with the actual workmanship, correct?
Correct.
All right, I'm going to show you some pictures. What is that a picture of?
That's one of the cabinets that he just left. I don't know. And you have to adjust the doors. That was the big tall cabinet that he refused to put in there. I dragged it in from the garage myself, and see how it wasn't even painted down there next to the refrigerator.
Was he responsible for painting the cabinets?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Did you paint the cabinets or no?
I painted all the cabinets because she asked me to paint them.
No, but did you paint the cabinets?
Yes, I did. I painted them all.
See, and that was where the doors, they didn't come together. They were all slanted and all streaked up.
What is
May I
this?
speak, Your Honor?
That's the big cabinet next to that he said was so ugly. Oh, that's ugly. I don't like that. Take that out. And I said, okay, you got something better? So he took it out. And then it didn't look right. He had the refrigerator next to the wall. So I brought it back in. And the cabinet, he put the cabinet up over the refrigerator, and it was slanted. It wasn't straight. It was not level.
Who bought the cabinets? Did you buy the cabinets?
Yes, I did.
Because,
Your Honor, those cabinets weren't bought.
Do you hear me talking, or am I talking only in my head? Are words coming out of my mouth? Do you hear words coming out of my mouth? Because I'm in the middle of a sentence and you're interrupting me. Don't do it again.
I hear you now.
Now, Ms. Moore. Okay, got it. No problem. Ms. Moore, Are you seeing this big gap? What was your plan with that? Because you're the one who purchased the cabinets. He didn't design this kitchen for you. So what was your plan with that big gap? Typically speaking, there's something called a filler that is purchased.
Filler.
Yeah.
Yes, to put the filler in.
Right.
My thing is, if it was straight, it would have been easier to put the filler in. I didn't ask him to put the filler in, but the cabinet needed to be straight.
According to you, he damaged the floors?
When he was putting the base cabinets in, he scratched up my floor. Those were very expensive floors I had put in.
Isn't this the cabinet that's next to the refrigerator?
What am
I looking at here?
Yes, it's between the refrigerator and the stove.
Or is that the oven? That's the stove. Is the really
that's the stove.
Okay? Which are the cabinets that he said were ugly? The ones on top of the refrigerator, or the big one to the right of it?
The one that was to the right of the refrigerator, the real big, like closet.
The one that you mentioned dragging in? Yes. And aren't these marks right in front of that that I'm looking at right now? Exactly where you dragged in the big one?
That's the base cabinet next to the stove in the refrigerator. The big tall cabinet is on the right side of the refrigerator. Everything was on one wall.
What's that?
That's the molding in the living room. He replaced it, but look at all the gaps. He didn't caulk it. He just put it against the wall. He didn't do a good job.
Let me ask you a question. Right. Did you end up hiring someone else to finish you say that you fired him because he didn't show up. When was he supposed to show up?
He was supposed to show up that Monday. When I took him his payment on Sunday, he said, I'll be there. When I gave him the list, he said, I'll be there Monday morning. He didn't show up.
Did he call?
No. Did he text? No.
Okay. Did you call him, or were you just done with him then? Like, how did you two communicate again?
I was waiting for him to show up. He didn't. And I just told him, come and pick up your tools.
Okay. So you ended up paying other people to finish the job, yes. Correct?
Correct.
And I see that you ended up paying somebody else $1,800 or whatever to finish the work. So, Mr. Ward, when you come into court and you've been paid $3,000 and you are now saying that the work that I saw in those pictures is worth another $3,000, I have to tell you that I don't really agree with you. I think you were spreading yourself thin. And I think you should have shown up on the day that you said you were going to show up. I think the job took a lot longer than it should have. I realize that she wouldn't let you come back and fix other things. I hear you when you say, well, she kept making me do extra work. But there's, if you're really a licensed contractor, you know that you need to get that in writing. It's called a change order. And then you don't just all of a sudden come to me out of the blue and I'm owed an additional $1,200 without anybody signing anything and without any agreement. So based on what I have heard,
I sent you something about.
We're done. About what? Wait. About what?
I sent you the agreement we had. She didn't want to sign it. The extra $2,400 for the extra work.
That's not a contract. Something you write that someone won't sign is the opposite of a contract.
Oh, okay. I understand that.
I find that Ms. Moore does not have to pay Mr. Ward any more money, and in this case, I am ruling in favor of the defendant.
I don't want to talk about that. They ruled against me.
All right, Ms. Moore, how do you feel about the outcome of the case?
I feel fine about it. I thank the judge for the verdict, and I just wanted the work done. That's all. I would have paid him. I just wanted the work done.
And you just couldn't get it done, right? Just
couldn't get it done. Mm-mm.
So have you learned anything?
Yes. I have to vet my people and see their work before I hire them. And I did get some good people to work for me, and I have a list of those people, and I will call on those people that I know that the work is good.
Well, then you've learned a valuable lesson. The hard way, though.
Yes, I have.
Okay, thank you.
The hard way. Thank you.
The hard way is right. All righty, thank you very much. And that'll bring this case to the close with a very upset plaintiff who lost the case. Harvey?
Okay, Doug, look, we have seen situations like this, and by the way, what I'm about to tell you applies to all sorts of things. But say in a remodeling contract, so many times what happens is the contractor gets in there and all of a sudden discovers things that need to be done additionally, or the homeowner says, I want extra stuff done. That always happens, and it is critical to write it down. have change orders. That's what they call them. There's a term for this, change orders, where you write down all the additional stuff and write down the amount that it's going to cost. It may be an add-on or there may even be a deduction. But whatever it is, you keep a running tab of what you owe as a homeowner, and that tab is on those change orders. If you do that, you're going to be able to square up at the end. If you don't do this, guess where you end up? In the People's Court.
Hey judges, favorite room in the house? Does John have a man cave? Thanks, Douglas.
Well, my favorite room in the house is the family room, where we have the TV, and there's basically not a lot there except for a big TV and a sectional.
Right.
And that's because we all fit there, and we all fit close, and it's just a good cuddle spot. So.
Well, there's room for you and our 3 daughters and me or the dog.
Right.
And inevitably, I come in there a little late, and the dog is already there. And I come
on time.
Over to grab her.
Come on time. That's your fault. Don't
touch
touch a dog. She looks so comfortable.
But we spend more time in that room than probably anything else, any place else in the house at this point.
Yeah, we watch too much TV.
We do way too much TV. But we have a work in progress to create a person cave in the garage, right? In one part of the garage, which is kind of sketchy still, but...
I have caught you asleep on an old recliner that we stuck in there.
Yes, that's that happened once or twice. But also, do you want to have a she shed for yourself?
No, I'm good.
Now the
whole house is a she shed. Let's face it.
Okay, that'll do it for this session of the People's Court. We'll see you next time.